So when Heidi and I lived in Cambodia, one of the villages that we worked in, we saw a large percentage of the population actually wiped out and killed while we were there. And Cambodia has a history of genocide and violence and all that stuff, but actually this didn't come from anything like that. It was something that would have been completely prevented in a developed country. The profession that I want to talk about has quite possibly saved more lives than doctors, EMTs, policemen, and firefighters combined. Now, I didn't find any research to back that up, but it's possibly because I doubt there's been any studies to prove that. These guys are rarely praised for saving lives. Now, the thing that killed the people in Cambodia was a disease that was completely preventable by clean water and proper sanitation. According to the World Health Organization, the second biggest killer of children in the world is diseases that would be completely prevented by proper water and proper sanitation. So the profession I want to talk about is plumbers. Plumbers save lives every day by bringing us clean water and by disposing of our waste. Many people are surprised to find that around the world there are lots of places that still don't have clean water, and that's a way that plumbers can promote the love of Christ and show the love of Christ to those that are still in need. I did a little bit of research on the history of plumbing, and I found that, throughout most of world history, plumbing consisted of grabbing a shovel, heading out to the back 40, and that was what you got. In urban areas in the 1600s or so in Europe, plumbing consisted of a bucket that you threw out the window into the street, and that's what they had. Of course, there were the Greeks and the Romans who developed their communities better. They plumbed fresh water coming in off the mountains, and they got rid of their waste. They planned all that out. But throughout most of history, such things didn't exist. And it wasn't actually until the 19th century with the Industrial Revolution that inventors started making something that could be mass-produced and could be made available to the public. And at that point, plumbing became a symbol of being modern and of advancement. And actually, according to the Encyclopedia of Social Sciences, the progress of society can be judged by the way that it disposes of its waste. And that was a surprise for me. So really, plumbing's been advancing for the last couple hundred years, but even with all the advancements in the last couple of years, 100 years, that most of us can't even imagine life without plumbing, there are still lots of places in the world that don't have necessary plumbing need. Again, the World Health Organization estimates that 2 million people per year die from waterborne diseases that could be prevented through proper sanitation. Another thing I looked up was the Human Waste Report said that 2.4 billion people, that's a third of the population of the planet, still lack adequate sanitation. And that report said that 6,000 children die every day from conditions such as diarrhea because they have nowhere to go to the toilet and they have no access to clean water to drink. The main cause of it is, of course, just what I just said, no access to clean water. And this here is a picture of a little girl in Cambodia that was at a house just down the road from one of the centers that we worked at. And you can see the problem is pretty visible. This is her house, of course, and she just has water here that's under the house, which is water that's flowing out from around the city. And this is their drinking water right here in this container that you're not quite sure where they get it from. But this water is coming from all over the place, and you can see them using the water to wash their clothes, wash their dishes, and that kind of thing. So that's what causes the problem. That's what causes the spread of disease. We don't often think about plumbers being a tool or a perfect person or profession for promoting the love of God around the world. But actually, Jesus said in Matthew 10:24, if anyone gives a cup of cold water to this little one, he will not lose his reward. And this is a real need that's happening around the world, and so it's something that's useful for everyday lives, but it's also something that can be used to promote the love of Christ to those that are in need. So in conclusion, I just want to say plumbers have improved the lives that we live. They're heroic even though we don't recognize them as heroes, and the skills that they have can really be used to promote the love of Christ to those that are in need.